In today's video we're going to be solving a second order differential equation using the Laplace transform. So we're looking at solving the example y prime prime minus 3y prime plus 2y is equal to 3 cos of 2t. With the initial conditions y prime of 0 is equal to 1 and y of 0 is equal to 2. So we're going to use a Laplace table. You can find one in the description, and we're going to use that throughout the video. The first step with these kinds of problems is always to apply the Laplace transform to both sides of the equation. So by the linearity property, the left-hand side becomes the Laplace transform of y prime prime minus 3 times the Laplace transform of y prime plus 2 times the Laplace transform of y. And on the right-hand side, this is equal to 3 times the Laplace transform of cos of 2t. So using our table, we can substitute in the value for the Laplace transform of y prime prime, and we get that this is equal to s squared capital Y of s minus s y of 0 minus y prime of 0. Then we can substitute in the value for the Laplace transform of y prime. So in the equation we have minus 3 lots of these, so we have minus 3 open brackets. So the table tells us the transform of y prime is s capital Y of s minus y of 0, close the brackets. And then we have plus 2 times the Laplace transform of y, and from the table this is equal to 2 times capital Y of s. And this is equal to 3 times the Laplace transform of cos 2t, and the table tells us that cos 2t is equal to s over s squared plus 2 squared, because we take alpha as the coefficient of t, and this is equal to 2. So we're now at the point where we can substitute in those initial conditions. So we replace all of the y primes of zeros with 1, and we replace the y of 0 with the number 2. So this gives us s squared capital Y of s minus 2s minus 1 minus 3 times s capital Y of s plus 6 plus 2 capital Y of s is equal to 3s over s squared plus 2 squared. And this is the end of the first step. So the next step in these types of problems is we have to solve this equation for capital Y of s to give us a solution in the s domain. So what we do here is we take all of the terms with capital Y of s and we keep them on the left hand side, and all the other terms we bring over to the right hand side. So the only terms that we bring over is the minus 2s, which becomes plus 2s. The minus 1 and the plus 6 is equal to plus 5 on the left hand side, so it becomes minus 5 on the right hand side. And then from here we can take out capital Y of s on the left hand side as a common factor. So this gives us the s squared minus 3s plus 2, all multiplied by capital Y of s, is equal to 3s over s squared plus 2 squared plus 2s minus 5. And to get the capital Y of s by itself, we just divide by that coefficient, the s squared minus 3s plus 2. And this gives us that capital Y of s is equal to 3s over s squared plus 2 squared times s squared minus 3s plus 2 plus 2s minus 5 over the s squared minus 3s plus 2. And this is the solution for capital Y of s in the s domain. But what we need to do now is to be able to apply the inverse Laplace transform to get the solution back into the time domain. And because we're using the tables, we need to get the solution into a form which is comparable with the tables. We're going to use partial fraction decomposition to split the denominators of these fractions into simpler forms. So we can factorize the s squared minus 3s plus 2 as s minus 1, s minus 2. So we can rewrite the 3s over s squared plus 2 squared times s squared minus 3s plus 2 as being equal to some partial fractions where the denominators are going to be s squared plus 2 squared, s minus 1 and s minus 2. And similarly, the 2s minus 5 over s squared minus 3s plus 2 can also be written as something over s minus 1 plus something over s minus 2. So putting that all together, we get that our solution for capital Y of s is going to be equal to as plus b over s squared plus 2 squared, because remember that the top of the fraction can only differ by a degree of 1 from the bottom of the fraction, plus c over s minus 1 plus d over s minus 2. And then we can solve this to find a, b, c and d using any technique that you know for solving partial fraction decomposition. The way that I'm going to solve it here is by multiplying through by the left hand side denominator the s squared plus 2 squared, s minus 1 and s minus 2. So doing this on the left hand side, everything will cancel on the denominator of that first fraction, giving us just 3s. And with the 2s minus 5 over s squared minus 3s plus 2, the s minus 1, s minus 2 will cancel with the denominator, leaving us 2s minus 5 times s squared plus 2 squared. And this is going to be equal to as plus b times s minus 1, s minus 2, as the s squared plus 2 squared will cancel. And similarly, we'll get c times s minus 2, s squared plus 2 squared, plus d times s minus 1 times s squared plus 2 squared. So you could take any 4 values for s and substitute that into this equation, because it's true for all values of s. This would give us 4 simultaneous equations in 4 unknowns, which we could solve to find the values of a, b, c and d. So here I'm going to be a little bit more strategic in choosing the values of s to eliminate as many terms as possible to make it faster to find the values for the unknowns. So I'm going to start by finding d. In order to do this, I want to eliminate all of the terms which have got a, b and c in them. And if you look at the equation closely, you can see all of these are multiplied by s minus 2. So if I can make the s minus 2 equal to 0, all of these terms will be eliminated. So what I'm going to do is choose s is equal to 2 and substitute that into this whole equation. And this will give me 6 plus minus 1 times 8 is equal to 2a plus b times 1 times 0 plus c times 0 times 8 plus d times 1 times 8. So all the terms which are multiplied by 0 are eliminated, and this simplifies down to minus 2 is equal to 8d. Dividing by the 8, we get that d is equal to minus 1/4. So next I'm going to find the value of c. So to do this, I want to make all of the terms which don't have c in them vanish. So similarly, if you look closely, you'll notice that a, b and the d are all multiplied by s minus 1. So if I choose s is equal to 1, then the s minus 1s will be equal to 0, and I'll be left with just the c and some numbers. So substituting s is equal to 1, this gives me 3 plus minus 3 times 5 is equal to a plus b times 0 times 1 plus c times minus 1 times 5 plus d times 0 times 5. So again, anything multiplied by 0 is 0, so we can cancel those terms out, leaving us with minus 12 is equal to minus 5c, which means that c is equal to 12 over 5. So next I'm going to try and find b. So I can't eliminate the a, the c and the d because they don't have any common factors which are not shared by the b. But what I can do here is I now know the values for C and D, so I can substitute those ones in. And if I choose S is equal to 0, then the A is eliminated. So substituting S is equal to 0, this gives me 0 plus minus 5 times 4 is equal to B times minus 1 times minus 2 plus 12 over 5 times minus 2 times 4 plus minus a quarter times minus 1 times 4. And this simplifies down to minus 20 plus 96 over 5 minus 1 is equal to 2b. And then simplifying this, we get that b is equal to minus 9/10. Now we know the values for b, d and c. We can choose any value that we want for s. So to keep the numbers small, I'm just going to choose s is equal to minus 1. So substituting that in, we get minus 3 plus minus 7 times 5 is equal to minus a minus 9 over 5 times minus 2 times minus 3 plus 12 over 5 times minus 3 times 5 plus minus a quarter times minus 2 times 5. And this all simplifies down to a is equal to minus 3 over 20. So we've found the values for a, b, c and d. We can now substitute these back in to get our partial fraction decomposition. The reason that we did this is because we want to be able to use the Laplace table to do the inverse Laplace transform. However, if we look at the table, we don't have anything where the bottom of the fraction is a quadratic and the top of the fraction is s plus a number. So the first thing that we need to do is to split that first term into two separate fractions where they're both over s squared plus 2 squared. So this gives us that capital Y of s is equal to the sum of 4 different terms. And now we want to rewrite each of these terms so it's in the same form as something in the table. So looking at the table, we can see the closest form to that first term is the Laplace transform of cos of alpha t, which is equal to s over s squared plus alpha squared. So here our alpha is going to be equal to 2. And to get just the s by itself on the top of the fraction, we can bring the minus 3 over 20 out to the front as a coefficient. So now we want to have a look at that second term. So we want to again write it in the same form as something in the table. So we've got a number over s squared plus a number squared. So we're looking at the Laplace transform of sine of alpha t. So this is alpha over s squared plus alpha squared. And from the bottom of the fraction, we can see that the alpha has to be equal to 2. So we need the top of that fraction to be equal to 2. So we want to bring everything else out to the front as a coefficient. So to get minus 9 over 10, we could rewrite this as minus 9 over 20 multiplied by 2. So the 2 will stay on the top of the fraction and the minus 9 over 20 comes out to the front as the coefficient. Looking at the third term, so this one is very similar to the e to the alpha t, where the Laplace transform of this is 1 over s minus alpha, and alpha has to be equal to 1. So to get the 1 on the top of the fraction, we just bring the 12 over 5 out to the front as a coefficient. And then similar for the last term, so to get the 1 on the top of the fraction, this time we bring the minus a quarter out to the front as a coefficient. And now we can do the inverse Laplace transform of each of these terms individually. So the inverse Laplace transform of capital Y of s is just y. And this is equal to minus 3 over 20. We said that that first bracket was equal to cos of 2t because alpha is equal to 2. The second term is minus 9 over 20, and inside the bracket, all of that, the inverse Laplace transform is sine of 2t. So again, alpha is equal to 2. The third term, we have 12 over 5. Here alpha is equal to 1 because it's s minus alpha, and this gives us e to the power t. And then finally for the last term we have minus 1/4 e to the 2t, because here alpha is equal to 2. So this gives us our final solution in the time domain. Y is equal to minus 3/20 cos 2t minus 9/20 sin 2t plus 12/5 e to the t minus 1/4 e to the 2t. So what we did was we started in the time domain with our differential equation and the two initial conditions, and then we used the Laplace transform to convert this into the complex domain, into the S domain. So here we got an equation in terms of S, and the initial conditions allowed us to simplify that Laplace transform. From here we solved the equation in the S domain in terms of capital Y of S, and we used the partial fraction decomposition to help simplify this to get it in the same form as the tables, which allowed us to do the inverse Laplace transform back into the original time domain to give us the final solution.